What the hell is going on with Windows Update? That's the question that I would like answered. Last week, Microsoft released the January 2026 update for Windows 11, which is KB 5074109. And this specific KB number only applied to Windows 11 25H2 and 24H2. But the same update was also released for other versions of Windows 11, like 23H2 Enterprise Editions, Windows 10 Extended Security Updates, and then Windows Server 2023 and 2025, just under a different KB number, but it affected those versions of Windows too. Now, this update was really important because it included the latest security fixes and improvements, and there were a lot of them in this January 2026 security update. The release actually consisted of 114 Microsoft CVEs. It only reports 112 here on this page, but there were actually 2 other ones that were released as well. But on this Microsoft security page here, you can see the entire list of all the CVEs that were patched in this update. So it really was an important update. But as you can see here, along with it also included non-security updates from last month's optional preview release. And this is where I think the problem comes in. Now, I can't say for certain that it is the non-security updates part of this update that broke the functionality in Windows. That's just my speculation, but I do want to address a larger issue here with the Windows updates. But as you can see here, as Microsoft says, we can learn more about the differences between security updates, optional non-security preview updates, and then out-of-band updates, and continuous innovation. And we can learn more by looking at the Windows Monthly Updates Explained blog post. So over here on the Windows Monthly Updates Explained blog post, we've got this heading here that says Optional Non-Security Preview Release. The paragraph states that you've got options with optional non-security preview releases. Available the 4th week of every month, these production quality updates are released ahead of the planned security update release for the following month. In addition, new features like search highlights may initially be deployed in the prior month's optional non-security preview release, then ship broadly in the following month's security release. So they're packaging features with the following month's security releases. If we go even further down on this page here, we got the continuous innovation in Windows 11. Beginning with Windows 11 22H2, new features and enhancements are delivered to the most recently released in-market version of Windows 11 more frequently using servicing technology. As with all updates, we utilize a phased and measured approach in rolling out continuous innovation to the Windows 11 ecosystem. And then once again, we get the same paragraph that we basically just read in the optional non-security update section, where it says experiences may be introduced in an optional non-security preview release prior to being made available broadly via a monthly security update or via controlled feature rollout technology. And this is what I think the problem is. So what this is basically saying is, if you look at the Windows Update page in Windows 11, you've got this option here that says to get the latest updates as soon as they're available. Be among the first to get the latest non-security updates, fixes, and improvements as they roll out. So when you toggle this on, you're basically giving Microsoft permission to push experimental updates and new features to your PC and test them to see if they work or not. Then, if they've been tested long enough, according to Microsoft, they'll be included in the next month's security update, or also called a cumulative update. And those updates have to be installed, according to Microsoft, because it's for security purposes. But now they're bundling features with security patches. And that's the issue that I have with it. Like I said before, I'm not saying that the security updates aren't the cause of the bugs in these updates, but I don't think adding security updates and features to the security updates is the right thing to do when rolling out the updates. I should have a choice to just get my system secure without the features that Microsoft wants to push on me. Those two should be separate. And I think a lot of you feel the same. But let me know in the comments down below if that's actually the case. Now, following the release of this January 2026 update, as we can see from this article by Windows Latest, Microsoft confirms that Windows 11 January 2026 update has issues and releases a fix for at least 2 of the bugs. So Microsoft has officially admitted to at least 3 problems so far. a bug where remote desktop connections fail, which was fixed in another update, which I'll get to in a moment. A bug where Windows 11 23H2 wouldn't shut down, which was also fixed. And I think this was only applied to enterprise versions of 23H2. And then a bug that crashes Outlook Classic, which hasn't been fixed. Now, these are only the problems that they've admitted to. I've also seen online that people are suffering from black screens, a constant black screen issue, or a random black screen that just appears while they're trying to use the PC. But as stated here, at least 2 of these issues have been fixed in another update, which Microsoft rushed to push out, which are fixes for these bugs that were introduced. So on this page here, we can see the KBs of the updates that has to be installed. So it fixes the issues that were introduced, and you have to install these updates via the Microsoft Update Catalog. So if you're unfamiliar with the Microsoft Update Catalog, you have to choose the correct update that's applicable to your computer. So you can see this one is for 24H2 64-bit, that one's for 25H2 ARM64, and then you've got the 24H2 ARM64 as well, and then the 25H2 x64 update. And you can basically just click on the download link at the right here and then install it as you would any other program. It'll just run through a installation wizard and then install the patch to your computer. But you only have to do this if you installed the update, which was KB 5074109 for Windows 11 25H2 and 24H2. Or if you were using Windows Server or Windows 11 23H2 or Windows 10 with the extended security updates, then it would be one of those KBs that you can see on screen now. Then you would have to install the corresponding update that fixes the issue for your operating system. But if the problematic and buggy update hasn't been installed for you yet, then that's fine. Then you don't need to take any action, except maybe going into the Windows Update settings and then just maybe pausing the updates for a week or two until this mess is sorted out. But we don't have any guarantees that the next Windows Update for February 2026 is going to be any different than this one and is going to be stable and won't have any issues. Because to be honest, for the longest time now, the Windows updates have been really bad. 2025 was a really bad year for Windows Update, especially on Windows 11. There was a ton of bugs released in the updates. There were things like the start menu, taskbar, file explorer, and the system settings just breaking because some of the core components just didn't function properly, and that's all the way back in July of 2025. In October 2025, there was the task manager bug where the task manager just wouldn't close. So if you press the X icon to close it, it would close the window, but Task Manager would still be running in the background, causing a ghost process, and that caused a ton of resources to be eaten on the computer over time. USB keyboards and mice stopped working in the Windows recovery environment, making it impossible to access the recovery environment and actually fix the PC, where the issues was most probably caused by the Windows update. In November of 2025, there was a bad update released for NVIDIA that caused a lot of gaming and performance issues, and now in January of 2026, we've got this. We've got all of these issues in Windows Update. So I don't see a good future ahead for the updates on Windows 11. And to be quite honest with you, I don't install the latest updates as soon as they're released because they are always buggy. And I for sure do not turn on this setting to get the latest updates as soon as they're available. I would only do that in a virtual machine so that I can get the latest updates for Windows 11 installed and that I can test my software WinOns to ensure that it works on the latest builds. And then if I need to, also create videos about it for my viewers on this channel. But to sum up this video, if you already installed the problematic update, go to the Microsoft Update Catalog, install the fix for that update, or you can also uninstall the update if you want to. If you haven't installed it yet, maybe think about just pausing the updates for a week or two until this mess has been sorted out and the bugs won't be introduced on your system. And let me know in the comments down below if you agree with me with what I said about the continuous innovation in Windows 11. And if you found any other bugs that haven't been reported yet with regards to the latest Windows updates, let me know about that in the comments down below too. And I just want to be clear that bugs in Windows Update have existed for a long time. I mean, it's not just related to Windows 11 updates. It's existed in previous versions of Windows 2. But I really do believe that bundling features with security updates is an issue in today's day and age, and they have to be separated like they were in Windows 7. Do you remember in Windows 7, you could choose the updates that you wanted to install and the updates that you didn't want to install and ignore so you're not bothered by it again. But with that being said, I hope this video was of some sort of value to you. If it was, please give the video a like and consider subscribing to the channel. As always, I just want to give a special shout out to all of my YouTube members. Thanks so much for your support. I really appreciate it. And if you're wondering how you can uninstall some of these problematic updates in Windows, you can watch this video next, as I think that'll be really useful to you. But that's going to be the video, and I'll see all of you guys soon.